And we are going into the 100-barrel tasting at Harpoon. Brett, you are not the first brewer to make this beer, correct?
No, last season the beer was created by Todd Charbonneau, our head brewer.
Okay.
He increased the recipe from a home brewing size to commercial brewing size. The inspiration actually came from one of our sales people, John Baker.
Mm-hmm.
He joined the Harpoon team in 2001, avid home brewer since like 2003, and he was out west, found some maple beers. He thought, oh, what a great idea, because his family has owned and still owns a sugar farm. So since the 1950s, the Baker Farm.
Which is how far from here?
Which is down in East Dummerston,
so
down near Brattleboro.
Perhaps maybe an hour's drive?
About 45 minutes drive.
Okay.
And we used all Vermont maple syrup, Baker Farm maple syrup, and Scrag Mountain maple syrup out of Waitsfield, Vermont.
Why the two different types?
Sourcing, just being able to get enough of the supply. So this is actually grade B maple syrup, because if you've ever had grade A or fancy, they don't have much character. So when you get into the grade B or grade C maple syrups, they become more caramel. Darker, deeper amber colors, a lot more caramel flavors.
Already thinking about the next project.
Now, anybody who's ever bought pure Vermont maple syrup knows that it's pretty expensive, especially when comparing it to some of the more national mass-produced brands. Why use Vermont maple syrup? Why not just use something more along the mass-produced lines that would be cheaper?
With the mass-produced maple syrups, you have a lot of artificial flavors, chemicals, high fructose corn syrups that give the product unnatural notes. So artificial maple syrup is more buttery, kind of some diacetyl notes, which is a buttery, toffee, off-flavor note that a lot of brewers don't like in their beers. So natural maple syrup is more sweet, might have a little smokiness from the manufacturing process, and it has more caramel flavors than it does buttery notes or high sweet notes from the corn syrup. So it does add a lot of cost. When you consider retail, a gallon of maple syrup is probably around $40. So we used approximately 140 gallons last year. So that was about 70 gallons per 120 barrel batch. This year we increased the dosing rate to 105 gallons per 120 barrel batch. So we increased it by 70 gallons total.
Wow.
It'd be very difficult to do that year round because of not only the cost but the supply. In sourcing out all that maple syrup. And maple syrup is a natural product from the environment, so every year it changes slightly.
As a brewer, what do you think using local and regional ingredients really adds for a beer, does for a beer?
Well, we are we're a New England brewery, so this is our backyard. So we want our clientele to enjoy our product, and in turn we want to support them also. We like to support the local community. The community supports us. One hand washes the other, and straight from the source ingredients are much better sourced locally than they are far away. So the fresher ingredients, and it makes a great story. Makes a great story, and we're all